Hey everybody, Coach Dan here for the run experience. I'm out on the East Coast Trail today, out for a beautiful long run in the fog and the rain. It's a great day, but you know, it got me thinking about bonking. Runners talk about bonking all the time. Today I want to tell you what is a bonk anyway, and how do you keep it away? What causes a bonk and how do you stop it from happening on your long run? So that's what's up today. No bonk. What are the symptoms of a bonk? Well, when a runner says that they bonked on a long run, what it means is they started to feel terrible. Often starts with a headache or like general feeling of heavy legs and tiredness. Sometimes it can result in dizziness, disorientation. Really, you know, especially if you're an ultra runner and you're out for a hard effort, it can end in a really dangerous situation where you're out on the trail and you become so disoriented, you're not sure where you are, how to get back, and you're not physically capable to keep moving. If you're a road runner, you tend not to be in that type of danger, but it can still feel really awful and some bad things can happen. So what is a bonk? What causes this? Well, really you're out of fuel. Your body has already transitioned from burning sugar to burning fat. That normally happens at the 90-minute mark of a workout, roughly. And in this case, you've just totally run out of fuel. Your body's got nothing left to run on, and it's trying to shut down. It's telling you, hey, you've got to stop moving. You're not ready for this. So why can that happen? It's not just about fueling. We'll get to that. The first thing that often happens, the first time people often experience a bonk, is when they've gone too long. So you're out for your long run of the week, and you don't have the fitness to justify you being out that long. And so you're out for 2 hours. It's quite a long time to be moving your body consistently. You've run out of fuel and you start to bonk. So, you know, keep your long run distance increasing at reasonable rates. If you're getting back into a high mileage diet, or if you're just building up for the first time, certainly don't let those long runs get too out of hand too quickly. The general rule there, and we'll get to this in a minute, is that you can increase your weekly mileage by 10% per week safely. You can also increase the length of your long run by about 10% each week safely. And so if you start bumping up beyond that, well, that's where you get into trouble. And so that's my second way that you can get into a bonk. Number one, your day is too long. Number two, your week is too long. So if you've gone way high on your weekly mileage, and you've bumped it from a reasonable amount the week before to an unreasonable amount this week, and your fitness can't justify that, even if your long run hasn't changed significantly, you can still be out over your skis on that normal long run volume because you're carrying too big a training load into that long run. It can cause that glycogen deficiency and a real bonk. It's hard, you know, on the trail, especially when you start to bonk. For me, I start to kick things and then fall down, which you can see this nice mark still healing on my nose from about a month ago when I found a way to fall on the trail after not consuming enough calories. So that's the second one, is that your week gets away from you. You just run too much that week to be able to safely keep going. Number three is that your long run is too hard. Maybe you're used to running 2 hours and that's okay, but you're running with a new group and they're a little faster than you usually run. And now you're out and you're over your skis in that way. You've just worked too hard, you've run out of energy, and you find yourself in a situation where you try to keep up, you can't, and you bonk. You know, what do you do about it in that case? I suggest just be totally upfront with your pals that on the next one, you've got to slow down. Number three is that you're too close to a hard workout. If you go into a long run after having done speed work the day before, sometimes your muscles aren't recovered. You just aren't ready to do that long effort. And so that bonk can sneak up on you. Even if it's not as long as you're used to, if you're going into it with a ton of training load baggage, then that's it. You just can't do it, and your body's gonna find a way to shut down for you. You know, our number five reason here sort of underpins all of them, and it is the treatment for a bonk. You just don't have enough fuel. That's really what this comes down to. You need to carry emergency carbs with you all the time. Pick a gel that you like, or a candy bar. I like maple syrup personally, but you know, you do you, I don't know. But you need to have those emergency carbs with you. If you fuel properly for your long run, the likelihood of bonking goes way, 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 way down, even if the rest of those factors are in place. And so if you're out a little longer than you're used to, or a little harder, you've got a tough training load, all that's okay, as long as you fuel properly. So find what works for you. Make sure you got a full belly when you start your run. that you've been fueling even from the day before so that you're ready to go and that your muscles have all the resources they need to carry you through that big long run. That's also the treatment for a bonk. If you start to feel this, you'll know the symptoms pretty quick once you've experienced it once or twice. You've got to get calories and electrolytes in right away. So something that's easy for your body to use and absorb, high carbs, you know, some people like gels, whatever works for you. Get that into your body right away and then slow down. You know, if you're trying to stave off the symptoms of a bonk and stop your day from ending altogether, what you want to do is slow down a lot. And that's the last thing I want to tell you. If this happens to you, don't be prideful. Don't try to keep running, especially if you reach that dizziness stage. Your day's done, and that's okay. Call off the rest of your run, call for a ride back if you need to. There's no shame in it. It is okay to accept what your body gives you day to day. Bonking happens to all of us that put in serious training. There's nothing to be ashamed of about it, but you can learn from it, be honest with yourself about what happened and why, and then stop it from happening the next time. These long runs are a lot of what the joy of running is, but it's also the tough bits. You know, you can't skip your long run. That's where a lot of the training value of your week is. And so you've got to learn to do it in a way that doesn't beat you up and doesn't cause you this level of concern that bonking can. You know, leave a comment if you've got any questions or thoughts on this video. I read all of them and I reply, you know, when I've got something to say.